the Wilmington Railroad Museum. $250 locomotive. Philadelphia Baldwin Locomotive Works, 35351. Six-foot drive wheels. Atlantic coastline. Right when you walk in, the Railroad Museum is an old North Carolina map. Took up, I can't tell what it says right at Beulaville, but right there, Pink Hill, Halls Branch, Richlands, Keensville, Hallsville. And up here's a railroad, model railroad. Posters, antiques and vintage collectible model railroad items. HO scale, and I guess these are for sale. They have price tags on them. Quality pre-owned model railroad items. Yep. Caboose's. Wilmington and Weldon Railroad is parent of ACL. For over 125 years, railroad activity in Wilmington left a body of evidence underground. When buildings were raised, tracks were removed, and areas were filled, the streets were paved. Excavation and construction in the last few years have yielded many items, some of which are shown here. Ledger book. Bridge, Raleigh and Gaston Railroad at Cedar Creek, Atlantic and North Carolina Railroad, Little River, North Carolina. This is a historical chart for the Atlantic Coastline Railroad Company. Locomotive bell, animal carrier, telegraph, Vibroplex telegraph, Western Electric switchboard, logging railroads, end-to-end logs used as rails. The railroad police with a watchman's clock, handcuffs, padlocks. Oh man, look at that old padlock. Arrests and convictions. This is in the mid-30s. Looks like 1935. And this guy is Henry Walters, chairman of the board. Henry Walters. This was made by Dominic Federer, who lived in Southport. Oftentimes it was necessary to walk between two moving cars. Wary feet, an alert mind, and chilled nerve were needed every instant. A man only lived long enough to make one mistake. Brakeman Harry Finch. Operation Red Block. For 25 years, this union-initiated program has been supported by CSX Transportation. The tool cart. Evolution of rails. Early track construction often consisted of a flat iron strap spiked to wooden stringers which were attached to ties. The strap rail exhibited here was discovered in excavations about 200 feet from our museum and dates to the mid-1800s. So A, 1852, 42 pounds a yard. B, 1878, 50. C, 1888, 56. D is 1898. E is 1899. F is 1911 at 70 pounds a yard. G is 1912, 72. H is 1913, 75. I is 1915, 85. J, 1916, 90. K, 1924, 100 pounds per yard. L, 1951, 115. M is 83, 132. N is 1984, 136. And O is 1987, 144 pounds per yard. This would be the interior of the station. Got Atlanta on here, 10:45, 5 p.m., 10:45. All these lanterns. A working steam engine by W.M. Odell Wood, 523 Roland Lumber Company, Bowdens, North Carolina. Wow. So in 2011,
as we started
the world's
moving the train
longest
around the
model
track,
train was measured
we very quickly found out that we were
282
going to have
feet.
some issues keeping the whole train together.
31
Saturday morning I
locomotives
had lots of
and
doubts.
1,563 carriages.
Friday night, giving it about a 10% shot. First run was very short. We'd get a few runs of maybe 8 or 10 minutes, and then we get a run of 5 or 6 seconds. The train ran and ran and ran, and we all held our breath and we crossed our fingers, and the whole convention center floor got absolutely silent.
Lots of toy trains. We got a coal mine down here. Oh, that's the McDonald's is operating there. So here's a steam whistle. Start the lower train. train comes along. A really cool layout here. You have a lot of foot pedals you can press, and all kinds of things come to life. Some vinyl trains. And American Icon Flyer, American Flyer. The missile train. This pedal activates the trains.
But you activate the other one too. You press it towards the front. The pedal, there you go. So now you're both.
And the silver train has the camera in it, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is up on the monitor here. But there's a lot of trains in here. A lot of trains. Okay. From left or right? Okay. So we'll be on camera up here. And here it comes. So I'm going to do that and wave that way. Okay, I'm trying to get it on the monitor here in the top right corner. The train's coming. It's going to make the turn. There I am up in the monitor there. DC-3 flying along there.
You want to see something without lights?
Sure. Here's the museum again, the way it looked back years and years ago. There's a fair over there. Oh wow.
Baseball game is right here.
statehood car. There's a G scale on top, an O scale next, S scale, then HO, then TT, an N scale, and a Z scale. There is the 250, which is parked out front, 10-wheeler. This looks like the same style as the General, although I can't read what that says. But it looks like the General and the Texas. The evolution of American railroad locomotives and rolling stock. Boxcar, covered hopper, flat car, gondola, tank car, stock car, a billboard reefer, 4-bay hopper, a pickle tank car, an ore car, a rear cupola caboose, and a bobber caboose. O scale. These cars. Okay, moving outside. The gentleman in the museum was telling me that if you read up on the Atlantic Coastline Railroad, this caboose should actually be orange. Atlantic Coastline 01983. This feels straight up like a time machine. Feels like they were just working on it yesterday. Stove for heat and for cooking. A little bench. The caboose is the office car of the train. Both the conductor and flagman normally rode in the cupola from where they had seen a view of the train. From where they had a view of the train. If problems were seen, they could apply the brake from the caboose or call the engine crew by radio. Dedicated to the memory of R. Jack Bowman. Railroad hand signal flags. Red stop, green train may proceed, and blue the scope. That's their water tank where they pump water in and have it on board. And an icebox water cooler. Caboose office supplies that were stored below. Emergency supplies, air hoses, gaskets and knuckle pins. The conductor sits on one side and the flagman on the other side to inspect the train for hot axles and defective equipment on the boxcars. And then the back or the front, one more bunk. Got a fan blowing to keep air circulating in here. The conductor talks to the engineer and base stations on this radio. Supplies necessary for each Caboose car. Caboose comes from the Dutch word Caboose, meaning lower cabin on a ship. Making our way out. This is a wheel lathe. This is what they would turn the wheels on, I guess. They use it to true up locomotive drive wheels. Fashioned from frogs. Oh yeah, I see them now. Milepost 243. Whistle post. Along the outside we have some accoutrements that you would find on a warehouse dock. Scales, trunks, luggage, and wagons. This is a casket car. A Railway Express Agency, REA, casket car. Locomotive 250. Little planes, trains, and automobiles.
Welcome aboard Atlantic Coastline Locomotive number 250. This locomotive was built at the Baldwin Locomotive Works in Philadelphia in 1910. She served in passenger service here in Wilmington through 1950. All aboard.
that's gonna do it for today's video. Wilmington Railroad Museum. Check it out. Thanks for watching. This is the gift shop at the Wilmington Railroad Museum.